Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhavatapapranashinne, Ananda Ghanamurtaye, Jnana Bhakti Pradayinne, Matastubhyam, Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Okay, we ended where, that incident in Almora. Now, when I was in Almora, there was this young brahmachari who walked in, very dynamic kind of personality. And I was looking at him, and at that time, Nirvananji was in the Shuddhachari kitchen, and he was cooking some parathas and something, So I remember there was a joke. I said, Swamiji, you are having aloo paratha with so much ghee on it and all that. He's a complete foodie. Now he's not, of course, but he was a complete foodie. So I said, sadhus are supposed to be very frugal with their khana and, their food and everything. I was joking. So he says, why? I'm Ma's beta. I'm Ma's son. Ma ko 56 bhog jata hai. So even I should have that kind of food. I said, you're right. So in the meantime, this brahmachari walked in. And I looked at him, and then Swami Bhaskaranji introduced me and said, this is Shanti Vrat. That time his name was Shanti Vrat. And today he's Swami Nirgunanandji. And he's very dear to me. And he's made me his sister, and I have made him my brother. So we are very close. So Swami Bhaskaranji said that he is in charge of Dholchina Ashram, which was right above. It's 7,500 feet from sea level. So, and from there, once you go there, you can see the entire Himalayan range. It's so beautiful, that ashram, I tell you. Once you go there, you don't want to come back. It's heaven. So he said he's in charge of Dholchina Ashram, and talk to him. So Nirgunanandji, that time he was Shanti Vratji. So Shanti Vratji said that, why don't all of you come and have lunch over there, or main bhog banaunga. So I said, really? So he said, yes. So I said, great, when do we come? Will you come tomorrow and the lunch will be ready? I said, okay. Now, Swami Bhaskaranji said, before you go, see, every little instruction was given. Otherwise, I wouldn't know anything, right? Because I was like, from scratch, I began. So Swamiji said, see, when you are going there, you can't go empty-handed. You have to take anna with you, take, whatever food, fruits, vegetables, everything you have to take with you and give it over there, So I said, yes, sounds good. So we went to the market, all of us running, and picked up 10 kilos of gehu and 10 kilos of rice and 10 kilos of potatoes, and I don't know what all we bought, So we had to carry all this. It's on a mountain. It took us like 45 minutes to climb, and Swami Nirgunanandji would do it in 20 minutes, but we were like slowly climbing, Today, I don't know, maybe there are more facilities, but that time I'm talking about 95, I'm talking about. So we went there, and Nirgunanandji had cooked the most fabulous meal you can come across. It was so delicious, I tell you. So we sat there in his room, because this was kind of the first time I was meeting him, because Nirgunanandji met Ma in 1979 and Ma left in 82. So maybe I just didn't meet him at that time. So he was sitting on this chair, and we are all sitting over there in front of him. And he asked me a question. He said, when did you meet Ma? So I said, since my birth I've been with Ma, because my parents were Ma's devotees and all that. And I tell you, the kind of fire he has, I call him an absolute dynamic sadhu, okay? So he says, let me talk to you. I said, yes. He said, why are you sitting, taking your mala and doing jap like this all the time? Why do you do that? I said, why? He says, let me tell you, all your life you have been, we sit and pray and we do mala, ke Bhagavati darshan de do, right? Bhagavati give us darshan, and that's why we are praying that we want your darshan, we want your darshan. You've got darshan of Ma all your life. She has made you were her ladli beti, he tells me. The most adorable child you were of Ma. And she used to make you sit in her lap, She has fed you. She has done everything with you. And all your life you've had her darshan. Why do you sit with the mala? Are you stupid? You sit with the mala and say, Bhagwati darshan de do. What were you doing all your life? My God, with the kind of fire he was talking, there were tears rolling down his eyes when he was talking. He's got that kind of thing with Ma, He's so dedicated to Ma. And he's crying and we're all crying over here, looking at him, that what kind of devotion does he have? So that was one incident that I do remember. And then we had lunch with him. We washed all the utensils. And I said, Swamiji, that time he wasn't Swamiji. I said, Shantida, I don't want to go back. It's so beautiful over here. Okay, we come back to Almora. Then one day I went up to Swami Bhaskaranandji. And till then I hadn't got my Diksha, okay? Only the Naam Mantra that Ma had given me when I was 9 years old. My Diksha wasn't done. Now what is Diksha also? If you people are interested, I will talk about it in some video. If you're interested, you please write in the comment box. Then I will talk about Diksha. And what is really Diksha, Because lots of my people that know me have constantly requested that you please talk on Diksha, because there are lots of people who don't understand, who don't know, and they would like to know. So that I will do when, I'm not talking about anything else, then I'll talk about Diksha. So I went to Swami Bhaskaranandji and I said, Swamiji, I want Diksha. So he looked at me, and at that time Swami Nirvananji was also standing there. So now Nirvananji thought that I was very busy in the film world. I had quit long back. So he said, why do you want Diksha? So I said, why do I want Diksha? I want Diksha, So Swami Bhaskaranji was very sweet. He was protecting me all the time. And he said, no, she's now in the house only and she's doing classes. I was doing classes at that time. I forgot to tell you people. I was doing a specialized class called Color Me Beautiful, where I was grooming girls, So I was very busy. From 9 to 7, I had students, So I used to groom them in terms of what colors of clothes they should wear, what kind of makeup they should do. I would teach them how to do makeup, give them swatches, so when they go shopping, they can buy the right colors and all those kind of things I was doing in the house only. So Swamiji told Nirvananji that she's working from the house only, she's not going anywhere. So there's nothing wrong in giving her Diksha. So I said, yeah, you can't go out if you take Diksha. He says, no, it's not like that, let it be. And now I will decide a day. I said, okay. He said, in the meantime, I will give you some homework. I said, homework? He said, yes. You take a register. He told me to take a big register and write Sawa Lakh Naam Likho Maka. He told me. Sawa Lakh is the people who don't understand Hindi. It's 1,25,000 times you have to write Ma in a register. And he said, you write that and bring it. Once it is over, then you come to me and you let me know if you can't come, because I don't know where I will be. He used to roam around in all the different ashrams. So I don't know where I will be. So wherever I am, you just give me a call and tell me that it's over, and then we'll decide the date. I said, fine, fair enough. So he gave me a lot of homework. I came back, I started doing my homework. See, I am a kind of person who wants to do everything perfect. If I'm told to do something, or if I'm given a kind of a job to do or anything to do, what was to be done today has already been done yesterday. I'm like that. So I believe in perfection and I believe in doing it on the spot, So I came back home and I started writing. So it took me, I don't know how long it took me, I forget now. But when it was over, the register was done, then I called him up one day and I said, I'm done and all that. Now, what do we do? He said, okay, Navratri was approaching. So he told me that come to Bhimpur Ashram on Ashtami, and your Diksha will be done on Navratri Ashtami day. That is a very big day. So I said, okay. And I forgot everything about it. And then next day I remembered, Ashtami, that date, I was to get my monthly cycle, that all ladies get. So I said, oh my God, I'm going to get my monthly cycle on that day. So how will he do my Diksha on that day? So I said, no, that doesn't work out like that. So let me inform him. So I informed him and I said, Swamiji, I can't come on Ashtami. So he said, why? I said, because it's my monthly cycle. He said, no, 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 then that would be a hindrance. So we can't do it on that day. So let's do it on Panchami. That is the 5th day of Navratri. So I said, okay, we'll do it on the 5th day. So on the 5th day, he gave me a whole list. And there were other Ma devotees in Bombay who were also helping me with this. You know, where to get things from. And you know, for the Diksha, you have to get a lot of stuff. So Panchapatra, Tarbhanu, Achmani, now these were all foreign names for me. Didn't understand anything. So I would call up some friends who were Ma devotees and I said, what is Panchapatra? What is Tarbhanu? What is Achmani? So it is that copper plate. Then that little copper, you know, utensil, that like a cup that you get. Achmani is the spoon, you know. So that is what it was. And I said, where do you get it? So they guided me and everything. And I started picking up all these different things, you know, that I was asked to pick up. I collected everything and then I said, I will go on the Panchami day now. Yes, I went on the Panchami day to Bhimpur Ashram. And then what happened further in the next video. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Om Bhavatava Pranashinne Ananda Ghanamurte Jnana Bhakti Pradayinne Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma.